Hello, everybody. Welcome up. Welcome all to more Ace Attorney Investigations 2. So, I will announce this week we'll actually finish Inherited Turnabout. Will we finish it tonight? Absolutely, goddamn not. But I have Thursday and Friday off of this week, thanks to, the America. Fuck yeah. It's 4th of July, by the way. On Thursday. So, Thursday's stream will go late. Tonight will be a normal stream. Because it's a great idea, is it, to, set off fireworks? A great idea. Solve murder instead of, watching fireworks. That's me. Plus, we're nerds. Plus, I'm a nerd who doesn't go touch grass often. Anyways, I got nothing other than that. And what I'm doing on Saturday, don't know yet. I haven't figured it out yet. I don't know who's going to be around and who's going to be available, so we'll just have to figure it out at some point. But for now, let's just investigate some murder. April 2nd, 12:05 p.m., Zodiac Art Gallery, Autumn Palace. They said it would only be a 10-minute recess. They sure are taking an awful long time. Ahem, sorry to keep you waiting. Prosecutor to best present, presents Miss Dahlia Scorns. Yes, see, you called, so here I am. It is I, Felicia Scones, the pharmacist who makes delicious drugs. Just take out, take out pharmacist, and it's just like, oh, okay there. Right. But you can call me Miss Delicious. And you can call me Mr. The Best. Oh, nice to meet you, Bestie. They've gotten straight to nicknames. Huh? That boy. Reminds me of somebody. Yeah, no, it's not like I'm his son or anything. Hey, this is Miles Edgeworth. He's Gregory's son. Oh, yes, see, nice to meet you, Miley's. Could you please not call me Miley? Meeting Greggy's boy. I guess that's a sign I'm getting old. How old is this woman? We don't know, and we will never know! Mr. Sebastian, isn't there something you'd like to ask, Miss Pharmacist? Oh, yeah, right. Miss Delicious, could you tell us the reason you came to the gallery? Yes, see, I came to see the curator, Miss Casey. I've been friends with her for 18 years, so I visit her quite often. Is it true, Miss Pharmacist, that you also assisted in the treatment of Mr. Gustavia? I guess you could say that, although I only made the antidote for the doctor. Wow, you made the antidote on the spot? Yes, see, as long as I have the right ingredients, I can make any drug easily. The infirmary here is well equipped, see? Instead of sending him to the hospital in critical condition, we treated him right away. I did all I could. The rest depends on his body's ability to recover. Do you know the victim, Miss Delicious? Yes, see. Although it's been 18 years since I last saw him. I only knew that he became a world-famous pastry chef. Yeah, so she has no intent to murder. Why would you want to murder him if he makes delicious sweets? Eh? Is the victim that famous? I heard on the news that he has won a competition for designing desserts. That reminds me, I do remember him mentioning something about studying design in Zenfa. Now, let's get down to business. Miss Pharmacist, are you familiar with the drug, Megatoxin X? Yes, see, it is drugs that are used to kill those things. It's mega effective. What do you mean by those things? Because the effects is so potent that it's not available to the general public. What are those things you're referring to? It's a drug for vanquishing tricksters that strike the fear into hearts of ladies. The ones that often infest kitchens and the like. Ah, I think I know what she's talking about. So, Miss Pharmacist, may I ask you one more thing? Do you know what happens when you mix normalium with fatalium? You see, I know. It's even written on the warning label for Megaton X, hazardous when mixed. When two drugs are mixed together, chemical reactions occur and the gas is released. Inhaling large amounts of gas can cause breathing difficulties and even death. From the amount of poison gas Gusty breathed in, I think that there's probably at least 500 millimeters of each chemical in the gas. As expected of a pharmacist, she's very well informed. As a pharmacist, but she's not as a pastry chef, unless she learned something in the last 18 years or so. Normalium is an adhesive liquid that becomes hot as soon as heat is applied. It also has red color and a minty fragrance. Due to its low cost, it's used everywhere. Fatinium is white, but watery liquid. That's enough for now. As expected of a pharmacist, you are very knowledgeable. Yes, see, of course I am. Mexican Tox is one of the chemicals that the company I work for produces. You are not painting yourself in a good light here. Oh, but that's just not just anyone has access to it. It's a poison as a poison that could be a solid that couldn't be sold to the public after all. Thank you. I think that's all I need to hear. Sister Courtney is Inspector. Where is she hiding behind that smile? Oh, Fluff, but have you made progress in the investigation or something? Yeah, let me tell you. The glass cases containing the sculptures have been opened by mechanism in the lid. What strange cases? The temperature in the cases can be lowered down to 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Damn, that's cold. But it's not as cold as I can handle. I can handle colder than that, obvi. Come on, I grew up in the Midwest. Inside the Celsius case was set to 70 degrees, so my head nearly got stroked with ice. That's just a little bit below freezing. You can handle a little bit colder, Gumshoe. Good thing it didn't. So then, from the lid of the Pisces case, we detected slight traces of normalium. Not bad. Huh? If normalium was in the glass case at a temperature of 27 degrees, then it would have been frozen to the lid. Really? So, what happened? Mr. Best, why don't we try borrowing the power of a little thief? I think the circumstances will be easier to understand if we use our Mr. Thief. So you really want to help me out that much? Fine. I'm not really sure how this all works, but you get on with it. I hate being bossed around by this guy. But to write with the truth, I'll do it. Stop acting as you please. The goddess of law has no need for your power. Don't be such a stick in the mud, Courtney Pie. We have the approval of the prosecutor in charge, so what's the problem? Could it be that there's something in the PIC doesn't want us to find out? That's none of your concern. There is definitely something they don't want us to know about. If you insist on participating in the investigation, then let me check if you're qualified by asking you a question. What is she planning? Who set off the poison gas? If you can answer me that, I'll allow you to work with us. Well then, Miles, be the person who opened the Pisces case and set off the gas. When you think about the circumstances, there's only one person who could have been. It was Mr. Gastamba, wasn't it? Yes, considering the circumstances, it's clear who it was. So please, give me your answer. Who set off the poison gas? There was no one in the Autumn Palace other than the victim, Dan Gustava. It's hard to believe that it could have been anyone but him. It seems that way. Very well, I'll allow you to participate this time. However, if I feel that you're a hindrance, I will have to ask you to leave. Understood. What I don't understand is why the victim opened that case. So, Mr. Edris, what shall I recreate? Based on the information we have gathered so far, let's recreate the scene before the gas. Got it! Whoa! Don't scare me like that! So this is the true power of Sir C. Let's investigate the Pisces sculpture post haste. There's frozen monomalium on the lid of the Pisces sculpture glass case. It's frozen so thick you couldn't even open the lid. On the actual glass case, the lid was very cracked. It was like someone had it out for the Pisces sculpture, sir. Do you have any idea how it came to be cracked like this? Well, the damage didn't seem to have come from the outside of the glass case, sir. I see. So the inside of the case was below a freezing point, and the glass has developed cracks. But then why hasn't the rest of the glass cracked? There are no signs of external damage. From this, we can deduce below freezing, like Mr. Edgeworth's cold stare, and crack, like Mr. Edgeworth's furrowed brow. For manufacturing, the cold glass was heated from the outside, causing it to crack. But why would this fracturing occur here? And what caused it? Inside the thermally fractured glass case, there was frozen normalium. Oh, that face you made probably of something, Miles. Indeed, I have. I know how Mr. Gasavia was able to open the glass case. What? How can you possibly know something I don't? Like I say, the things he does know are in the minority. Hey! Aren't you gonna let me know? How did the casino up again? In this gas burner that was found in the Autumn Palace, shows signs of recent use. I believe this was the cause of the thermal fracturing in the Pisces glass sculpture case. A glass burner? Why would he use something like that? Ah, I got it! The lid was frozen shut, so he had to use the burner to melt the ice. Indeed, that is correct. I just had a late start. I'm still the best, you know. Late start? You didn't even understand a single thing, did you? Well, that's because Mr. Explanation was too hard to follow. I followed it perfectly. And I'm a little bit of a dumb myself. Okay, why don't you update the little C so I can understand it? If you say so. Right, so let's restart the recreation. The victim, Dan Gustavia, was the only one to enter the Autumn Palace. If he used the gas burner then, the normalium in the glass would have melted. And then the melted normalium would have come into contact with the fatalium inside the glass case and produced the poison gas. The moment Mr. Gustavia opened the lid, he would have begun to inhale the gas. He managed to drag himself out of the fountain, out to the phantom patio just before his strength ran out. So if he inhaled the glass when he opened the lid, it seems he finally understands. But why did Mr. Gustavia open the glass of the Pisces sculpture? The victim's goal, that I don't know yet. Perhaps he had the same reason as Uncle Ray. Maybe he actually came here to see the Winter Palace, not the autumn one. Uncle Ray thought that this was the Winter Palace at first. Oi, you too, Ray Ray? Actually, I thought so too. It just looks like Icy's room from 18 years ago. It's even got the exact same print in front of the door. It seems everyone involved with the IS evidence made the same mistake. It's imperative that we investigate the real Winter Palace immediately. I should suggest that Mr. DeBest. I get it now. Yeah, that's how it was. Did you think of something? The victim committed suicide. I don't think that's the case, DeBest. He thought he would look like he was fine if he died in an art gallery. Have you even been listening? Well, if you're as smart as me, just hearing half the story will be enough. And this boy is a prosecutor. He's a precious little boy. Sebastian, I'll explain it from the top later. Top? That means best, right? Alright, I'll leave it to you. Yes, it would indeed be best to let Judge Courtney handle him. That aside, don't you have some information to inform of everyone yet? Ha! I totally forgot! What are you talking about? Heh. Well, we did a little checking on that pharmacist. We, meaning me, the best prosecutor, is subordinate. That's not something to brag about. Shut up, you! Quiet down and listen! Suicide is, off the table for now, yeah. Then why did you suggest it in the first place? That's because, it's short. That pharmacist is the culprit. She set up the gas trap. Huh? No. It is a terrible shame, Miss Pharmacist. How could one in the profession of saving lives stoop to extinguish them? What are you saying? I would never do such a thing. Mr. DeBest, do you have a basis for these accusations? Of course! This is my bias. Her pharmacist license. It permits her to handle Megatonics X, right? And its active ingredient is pentalium, was one of the components of the poisonous gas. Exactly! That chemical is almost impossible for ordinary people to obtain. But that pharmacist is another story altogether. It wasn't me. You got this all wrong. And that's not all. A bottle of Megatonics X was found in the victim's pocket. And then the bottle, we found clear fingerprints. yours. Like I said, when you said that your company works to make the Megaton X, you kind of made yourself look very sus there, Scones. And you and the Quatorium took the victim to the infirmary, right? That would have given you the perfect opportunity to plant the bottle on him. That's... You're the only pharmacist on the premises who could handle the Megatonic X. Furthermore, as the curator of this art gallery, you are an acquaintance of hers. You would have access to the gallery at any time in order to prepare the poison gas trap. Please wait. That Megatonic X, it was stolen. Trying to lie your way out of this won't go well with me. It's true. Look, I got the proof right here in my bag. What is she searching for? Not this. Not this either. I remember seeing cloths like that recently. Ah! Here, take a look at this. It's some sort of paper. What's it say? April 1st. A thief report accepted. Stolen item, Megatonic X. This is a cease report. The acceptance certificate. What? Yes, see. Truth is, 1 week ago, my Megatonic X was stolen. 1 week ago? That means you didn't have it with you today? Yes, see. That bottle you just found is probably the one that was stolen from me. I normally carry that bottle of Megatonic X in my bag at all times, even though I often forget to keep it locked up. I would never think about mixing it with Normalium. But why in the world do you carry such a dangerous substance with you on person? Well, you never know when those things will appear. Those creatures that infest the kitchen, striking fear into the hearts of a lady, right? Are they talking about bees? Or like flies? Although if you had a rolled up newspaper, you could just squash them with one blow. Justine, what do we do now? Well then, can we really accept the thief report? Let's ask for confirmation. That should clearly tell us whether or not she is lying. Right! Well then, I'll just call and confirm it. It looks like Miss Delicious isn't the culprit. Indeed, if she really did set up the poison gas as a trap, I don't believe she would do it in the way that incriminates her the most. So Miles, who do you think the culprit is? Predicting the actions of the victim would require a fair amount of advanced planning, and there's only one person here capable of that. Huh? Uncle Ray would like to know too. Who do you suspect? Oh, I hate to do this, Uncle Ray. I'm sorry, find her. I'm sorry, Shields. The one who stole the Megatonic and prepared the room in advance was... I think for her, she's the culprit, and she was trying to frame Miss Scones, because Miss Scones is the actual culprit who killed Jeff Masters 18 years ago. It had to be the curator of the Zodiac Art Gallery, Miss Catherine Halls. However, I still don't have any evidence that she is the criminal yet. Let's see, she is. The way he said that just now sounded like he had expecting it. Good job, Miles! As expected from Uncle Ray's future apprentice. I never agreed to be your apprentice. I had no intention of becoming your apprentice. And I will now result to my verification. I can confirm that her self-report was indeed accepted. Therefore, it's a little too early to come to the decision. That means your logic was completely faulty. You're wrong. My real performance is still to come. Really? And how do you plan to proceed with your investigation? That first we'll need to speak with the Kultor. And after that, well, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Sebastian, Mr. Gustavia may have had a business in the Whitner Palace. I believe we should send in investigators there as well. Oh, that's good too. Detective Gumshoe, investigate the Whitner Palace at once. Got it, sir. Justine, let's go talk to Couture. Yes, let us proceed. We should go and listen to what Miss Hall has to say as well. I would like to say I also like to call it, if they ever make investigations into an anime, I call Dibs voicing the best. I know that's not how it works, but I think I got his voice down pretty well. Alright, I want you guys to listen to what the Couture has to say. Mr. DeBest, aren't you going to go and talk to yourself? Nah, that's a job for my subordinates. All I have to do is wait for their report. I'm the best prosecutor after all. Such arrogance. For such a dumb-witted, precious little boy. Well, this is anticlimactic. I'm gonna chill for a bit. Huh? What's in the fountain? Ah! There's a dead body in the fountain! What? What is the meaning of this? Silence! Everyone! Forensics! Identify this body at once! It's terrible, pal! Please be quiet, detective. The ice sculptures in the Winter Palace. They're all melted, pal! What? What? Ah! What? What's going on here? There are 2 victims now. This is all just like 18 years ago. Once again, the ice sculptures have melted. Again? And everyone related to the incident 18 years ago gathered here now. This is no mere coincidence. Don't you think so, Miles? Yes. The key to finding the truth of this case lies in the IS-7 incident. This is what I believe. That's right. Uncle Ray thinks so too. Looks like it's time once again for Uncle Ray to tell you about the IS-7 incident. Oh, that was it for this part? Yeah, well, we're gonna continue. No way I'm just gonna do a 30-minute stream. Okay? We're gonna continue. The IS-7 incident 18 years ago. Gregory's Edgeworth's last case. Isaac Dover was murdered at the venue of the dessert contest, and his body was discovered in the chocolate treasure chest made by Jeff Masters. The victim died from blood loss after being struck on the head with a rock salt lamp. The murder weapon was found hidden inside Delicia's candy castle. Then, in the victim's room, where no one has searched yet, all of Dover's Sherberry sculptures have melted. December 24th, 9:04 p.m. Contest venue, Fountain Patio. The sculptures in Mr. Dover's room have melted. Due to that, Prosecutor Von Karma immediately drove us away from the scene. How are we gonna investigate now? And what's with that? Defense attorney's out. Defense attorney's out. Oh, Karma's methods are deplorable. Well, investigating the crime scene is supposed to be the police's job after all. But you gotta admit, Von Karma's methods are way out of line. Defense attorneys and the police should work together to discover the truth. Raymond, you must realize not everyone shares the same views as us. One should expose the truth for the sake of justice, or simply accept things as they appear. Everyone has their own views on what is right and what is wrong. Even if that means convicting an innocent man, both ourselves and the police are only human. As humans, we all make mistakes. It's for this reason that we defense attorneys exist, so that those who are alone and helpless have an ally on their side. An ally on their side. I can get behind that. If we cannot investigate, shouldn't we just find some other way to help? I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. I have so much to learn. You're still young, so you have many opportunities to learn. Right! I'll do my best. Mr. Edgeworth and Mr. Shields, would you like to take a brief recite? I know it's not much, but please eat these. This is really cool that it's like we're going back, we go back and forth. Wow, thank you. Let's eat. I appreciate getting some sugar into my system, but these are a little too sweet. And it's a little mishap, too. Misshapen, too. I'm terribly sorry. Does it not suit your tastes? Not at all. It's deliciously sweet. Thank you very much. But making sweets isn't really my forte. Huh? You made this chocolate cake? Yes, chocolate is Mr. Master's favorite food. Preparing his favorite food is also part of my job. But I'm still not good at it, so I need him to instruct me. I envy Master Jeff. He gets to eat Miss Kate's handmade sweets whenever he wants. Did you say something? Ha! No, it's nothing! So this is sweet. In more ways than one. Miss Halls, you seem very dedicated to your work. Without my work, I wouldn't have the right to be here. What do you mean? When I was a child, I was abandoned, Mr. Master. Mr. Master took me in. One snowy Christmas Eve, I was left on the doorstep of his mansion. I owe Mr. Master my life because he's like a father. He became like a father to me, and so to repay his kindness, I want to continue working for him. Kate, you're incredible. Yeah, this is putting more suspicion that Kate is absolutely the tried to murder Gustavia and frame it on Scones. Because with how Mr. Master's trial is supposed to go, because obviously we know it's since we know it's Gregory's last trial, and is with it's a trial with Von Karma. We know it has to be that we know for a fact Von Karma got the guilty verdict, because that's the case. I've lived a long life, yet that brought tears even to my eyes. Today, Christmas Eve has finally arrived once more, but it looks like I won't be able to give him the present I prepared. I would do anything if it meant saving Mr. Masters. If there's a way I could be of service to you, please ask. Yes, I appreciate that. Well then, do you happen to know anything about the victim, Isaac Dover? I don't really know much about Mr. Dova, but I have a photo of the desserts he made for the contest finals. This certainly is a splendid piece of work. Oh, right, we don't have Edward, we don't have Miles's. that is that is no, that is Gemini and Taurus. Yes, with exquisite beauty, it truly is a work of art. It's co-crafted into edition. You also forget it's made out of sherbet. It seems that your master was also fond of Mr. Dover's work as well. Wow! These are Taurus and generalized constellations. Do you know a lot about constellations, Raymond? Of course! There's so much romance in constellations. No, I was about to say it was like a quick headcanon that we know we can't bring up Apollo. This is 18 years ago, so Apollo's not even born yet. At this point, Apollo's not even born. For example, take the club, the lyre, the arrow, held by the Gemini here. These come from, huh? There's no strings on this lyre. Did Mr. Dover make a mistake in his sculpting? It's hard to think you would make a mistake like that. Huh? I thought you said you didn't know much about him. I just sort of felt that way somehow. It appears that she's hiding something from us. Miss Halls, did you take this photograph yourself? Yes, I took it with this into the camera. It developed pictures instantly, and one of my greatest treasures. Wow, I would love to see it in action. Well then, why don't we take a picture right now? Yay, let's have our picture taken, Mr. Edgeworth. Sure, I don't mind. I'm confident in my hairstyle today. Alright, I'm taking the picture. Say cheese. Here it is developed. A present from me to you, Mr. Shields. Wow, thank you so much. That's such a great camera. It's the only camera in this mansion. Unfortunately, the convenience comes at a cost. There are no negatives. No negatives, huh? Is this the same camera Mr. Masters used in the contest? Yes, you are well informed. While he made his desserts, Mr. Master photographed his work. After that, he took photos of all the other competitors' work. Was he taking photos at the time the body was found? The body was discovered during the judging, was it not? Mr. Masters intended to take photos of everyone's room, but after he photographed Gustafa's room, he ran out of film. Mr. Masters asked me to change the film in the camera. It seems the film he prepared in advance wasn't enough. There wasn't enough film. Interesting. She's definitely hiding something, and she may have been the mastermind of killing Isaac Dover. Because why else would she hide the fact that she knows something about him? Because if she doesn't know him, where's the motive? Well, he told me himself it might just have been a mistake, though. Was it really just a mistake? We're playing an ace attorney game here. No, it's not. I retrieved more film from the main building and went back to the Phantom patio. And there was then I heard the sound of something breaking in Mr. Masters' room. Mr. Masters, are you in there? And that's when I found Mr. Dover's body in Mr. Masters' room. It was so terrible, I really was shaken up. Before I spoke to anyone else, I called the police. This camera, I kept it with me ever since. I see. If it's alright with you, would you mind lending me your camera in that photo? Sure, I don't mind at all. Here you go. Thank you very much. Detective Bat, Miss Delicious. Is the investigation over already? He said there's no more use for me and kicked me out. Manny, that meanie. What a rude thing to say. It was probably ensured you wouldn't eat any more of the crime scene. So, Detective Bat, did you get kicked out too? It seems Von Karma thought I was getting in the way. He won't let me investigate. Welcome to the club of people who can't investigate. Why would he forbid his own detective from investigating? So clearly there's something else there's something Von Karma is also hiding. But we know just about all there is to know about the crime scene. Right now, he's talking to Gustavus in Dover's room. Why does he need to speak to Mr. Gustavia? We heard from the hall that Gustavia seemed to be was seen entering the victim's room. Mr. Gustavia? Yes, I saw him entering Dover's room, and it seems like he was trying to avoid being seen. Although I had no idea what he did in there. He is currently under suspicion for melting Dover's sherbet. Just why did Mr. Gustavia enter that room? I also have a photo of Dover's room here, if you need it. I'll let you take a look at it. Huh? What? Why would you do that for us? You still don't get it, kid. I'm saying I want to help you guys in order to discover the truth of this case. Detective Bat. Is that alright, Detective Bat? Won't Von Karma cheer you out again? I have no intention of becoming Von Karma's lapdog. Good for you, Bad. Good for you. Stick it to the man. If you won't let me investigate, I'll just do as I like. Getting tied up in stupid rules only binds you to the truth. Blinds you to the truth. Isn't that right, Attorney Edgeworth? Of course, Detective Bad. I thank you. This is amazing, Mr. Edgeworth. Now we've got Detective Bad on our side. I don't really get what's going on, but I'm glad you boys are friends now. I'm grateful that he'll lend us his strength. Well then, can we see the photo now? Right. This is the current state of Dover's room. Wow, our sherbet has completely melted. And the room is drenched with an light blue liquid. We should compare this with the photo Miss Hall took. Did the sherbet melt because the power cord was pulled out? Yeah, because it was pulled. All the refrigerated glass cases lost power completely. Looks like all the power cords were connected to one socket. Do you have any idea when this cord was pulled out? No. Still under investigation at the moment. What a waste of a beautiful sherbet. Honestly, if I hadn't known to end up like this, I would even eat more of the stuff. Did Mr. Silver's sherbet taste good? Oh, yes, see, his sherbet was most delicious. Really? I wish I could have eaten some too. But there was one piece that it was so salty, I couldn't eat it. Salty? It was right here in this photo. Right part of that. It was the part of that liar. That's the liar from the Gemini constellation. Ah, you snuck a bite from the liar? Is that why the strings are missing? But I could have never eaten this so much. It was way too salty. One part of the sherbet tasted different. That's very curious. Did someone other than her also take a bite out of it? Did you notice anything else? Now that you mention it, I see the sherbet Red sculptures had these strange markings on them. They had two letters carved into them. Wait a minute. There, looks something like this. An alphabet signature. It can't be. I knew it. I just knew that Mr. Dover made this liar. He isn't one to make mistakes in the sculptures after all. Miss Hulse, it's been troubling me for a while, but do you know something about Mr. Dover? Huh? Why would I know something about Mr. Dover? You seem quite attached to Mr. Dover's handiwork. That's just because the sculptures are such great works of art. No, I believe that his works are very special to you in particular. How did you know that? There's a piece of evidence that we believe belongs to Mr. Dover, and it happens to shape a common feature with another piece of evidence. Please show me. I have no idea what you're talking about. Which two pieces of evidence share something in common? And now the second piece of evidence, which shares the common feature, is the connection between these two pieces of evidence tells all. DLC also had two letters of the alphabet. They were probably used as Mr. Dover's signatures, just as an artist would sign their name on their works. Right. Oi, I remember now. Is Isaac Dover just a code name? I see Cerebit sculpture had PH carved into them. I'm sure of it. PH. Those aren't Isaac Dover's initials, though. No, but if we found this seal at the scene of the crime scene, it's probably falling out of late Mr. Dover's pocket. If you had pressed the seal into something, it would mark the letters PH. Also, the very same PH symbol is engraved into this teapot. the same symbol. This teapot was made by the sculptor Pierre Hoquet. In other words, the PH on the signature is a Pierre Hoquet. Miss Hull, you know about the signature all too well, don't you? Yes, Mr. Hoquet's work is always bears that signature. Since he never shows himself in public, his signature is used to identify his work. No way! Are you saying Pierre Hoquet is? It seems Detective Bad has also realized Isaac Dover's true identity. To Miss Hull, Mr. Dover was no ordinary pastry chef. That's because his true identity was... That's right. Mr. Dover's true identity was of the sculptor Pierre Hoquet. What? Mr. Dover was a sculptor? Things like signatures can be faked if you have the original design. Can you really use that as proof that he was a sculptor? No, but what's important here is that Miss Hall thought he was. For proving his real identity, I'll leave that to the police. I get it. I'll have the boys check up on it. As expected from you, Gregory Edgeworth. You knew Mr. Dover's real identity all along, didn't you? Yes. When I discovered the body, I noticed that seal. From what I knew that moment, that Pierre Hoquet was the man I greatly admired. Thinking that this would be his final post-humorous work, I couldn't just sit still. So that's why you entered Dover's room. Huh? What did you say? When exactly did you take this photo of Dover's room? That was... Perhaps this was taken during the judging. That's strange. I thought you said the camera ran out of film during the judging. Before Mr. Masters entered Dover's room, you were the one in possession of the camera. Wasn't that why you were able to take the photo when you discovered the body? Yes, that's right. The only photos you took were the new film of Mr. Dover's body in the room in the body. If that's the case, a new contradiction comes to light. Another one? The piece of evidence that contradicts the two photos is the camera itself. It only has 3 films. That's my instant camera. You've already handed the photos to the photo of Dover's room and the body to myself and the police. That reminds me. Did you take a photo of me and Mr. Edgeworth just now? The film used in this camera can take up to 20 photos. However, this camera only has 3 photos left, which leaves 14 photos unaccounted for. Exactly what were they used to photograph? Ugh. Please show us all the photos you've took. We will be able to discern your actions from these photos. I'm so sorry. I have told a terrible lie. Don't tell me. All the remaining shots are of Isaac Dover's room. My deepest apologies. It seems that they all are shots of the ice sculptures from various angles. So when were these taken? The sculptures have not melted yet. But that means the one who caused them to melt was you. Yes, I'm positive that I melted them. Are you positive? I'm a fanatio of the sculptor here, Hoquet, who is actually Mr. Dover. Before the authorities could defile his final masterpieces during their investigation, I thought I should preserve them as photographs. Hence, I entered his room. In that case, why did all the ice melt? It's probably because, as I was taking pictures, I became entranced with his work. And it seems my foot accidentally got caught in the power cord, unplugging it. Accidentally, you say? I did not notice the power cord at the time. I would never imagine that I caused the sculptures melting. Could the truth really be that simple? However, I cannot say with certainty that she is lying. I am so sorry that I caused you all so much trouble. As long as you're telling the truth, there's no need to apologize. That's right. Don't sweat it, Kate. Thank you very much. Edgeworth, here, take this picture. Do what you want with it. God damn it. You meddling fools still haven't given up, haven't you? No matter how long you wait, I have no intention of allowing a defense attorney to investigate. No matter. If we can't investigate, we'll find the truth through some other method. Always ready with a comeback. Well, do try your best. Excuse me, Mr. Von Kwama. The truth is, it was I who melted the art sculptures in Mr. Dover's room. What? What is the meaning of this, you clod? I'm truly sorry. Both to you and Mr. Gustavia. Don't be concerned about me. Sir Von Karma has already recognized that I had no hand in this action. That reminds me. Why did you enter Mr. Dover's room, Mr. Gustavia? Ah, well, that's because... Silence! Ignore must. You have no intention to get. You are not to give that attorney a teeniest hint of information. Catherine Hall, you are coming with me. You are under suspicion of being a compliance in murder. No. I shall be interrogating you personally. You best prepare yourself. Very well. Please wait. I still have some questions I want to ask her. I do not care for your sorry plight in the least. Bad, Gustavia. While I'm at it, you as well, Scones. I have plenty of questions for you all. Understood. While I'm at it, he says, the nerve. He just took everyone away with him. Yes, even if we stay here, I don't think we'll be able to investigate any further today. Let's take our leave for now. It has already gone rather late. I hope the snow has stopped by now. Sounds good. I'm starving anyways. Let's stop somewhere for hamburgers then, before my stomach joins the chorus. Ha! You can't find another stomach after all! Well, we need to report back to Mr. Masters as our findings first thing tomorrow. Okay, I feel like we can continue. That was only half an hour. December 25th, 10 a.m., Detention Center, Visitors Room. Huh? What are you doing here, Kate? Ah, Mr. Shields and Mr. Edgeworth. Allow me to apologize once again for all the trouble I have caused you yesterday. Miss Hulse looks a bit tired. Has Von Karma finished interrogating you? Yes, aside from what happened, the ice sculptures, I was not at fault for anything else. Are you also here to meet with Master Jeff, Kate? Yes, I am worried about how he's holding up. Detective Bad? Detective Bad? Why are you here? I just happened to be here. I'll be heading to the crime scene soon. I don't think this is a place that people happen to be, so... He's a detective. Hello. What happened to you, Masters? Master Jeff, what happened to you? Oh no, Mr. Masters, why do you look so poor? I didn't get much sleep last night. The tribulations known as questioning was rather harsh. I'm just a little exhausted. They didn't let you sleep? Even for an interrogation, that's going too far. Detective Bad! The detective in charge of this initial investigation was also in charge of the interrogation. I don't like Von Karma's methods, but this is all I could do. He was the one who brought me here. It seems I was supposed to be interrogated for a little bit longer, though. It seems that Detective Bad is looking out for Mr. Masters in his own way. So, shall we inform Mr. Masters about what happened yesterday, Raymond? Yes, sir! I got all my memos right here. How many of them did you eat? Mr. Masters, we would like to inform you about yesterday's investigation. Yeah, thank you very much. Please go ahead. Mr. Jeff, it's almost like your spirit's gone. My sugar levels are low, so I might not seem like my usual energetic self. Mr. Masters, do we have anything that can give his spirits and his glucose a bit? Yeah, we do. Here, we have some chocolates. Oh, those chocolates. Are you giving them to me? Those chocolates are... If possible, I would like to give them to you immediately. But it's against the rules to give anything to the suspects in the detention center. I see. Regrettably, those are the rules. If those are the rules, then there's nothing we can do about it. Pat, just turn a blind eye for like 2 seconds, okay? Are we sure? Are you sure there's no way we can give it to him? Detective Bad. Looks like he's noticed what we're trying to ask of him. I'll inspect the chocolates, and if there's no problems, I'll think about it. Detective Bad, thank you very much. Why couldn't he just turn a blind eye for like 2 seconds? Oh, right, security cameras. Alright, I knew we could count on you, Detective Bad. I'm surely in your debt. Wait right here. Take it. Thank you very much. Not a word to anyone else. It did cause problems for me later. Yes, of course. I apologize for making you go through so much trouble. Now I shall partake in eating these delicious delights at once. I'm sorry for asking you to do something so dangerous, Detective Bad. I only did what I wanted to do. Why can't you just be honest here, Detective? Oh, how sweet. It's like I've come back to life. Oh, did Kate make these chocolates? Yes, sir, I did. How does it taste? Oh god, he's gonna sing. I'm just gonna let this happen. Thank you for the tasty treats. Oh, they are a bit misshapen, but so sweet and delicious. Thank you. I am so glad that you enjoyed it. And above all, it helps you regain your spirit. Thank you for your concern. The food they serve here has been absolutely tasteless. And combined with the lack of sleep, I was thoroughly exhausted. Is the food here that bad? Just salt and beef stew. Your average prison fare. That's odd. I could really not taste anything. Whatever. I'm about to head out to the crime scene. Please wait, Detective Bad. Can you give us any new information? Yeah, I think I can. We got identified the victim. Just as you said, Isaac Dover was the sculptor who worked in France. It seems he went by the name Pierre Okay. I thought Dover was Pierre Hoquet? How could that be? Mr. Pierre Hoquet. So Pierre Hoquet wasn't actually French, huh? Just go ahead and eat in your memos again. Which is like why he never showed himself. Which is likely why he never showed himself in public while he worked under that name. The Zodiac sculptures. They were his masterpiece, it seems. Although they remain forever they will remain forever unfinished. Unfinished, even though they were his masterpieces. It seems he worked on them by seasons. When he finished the remaining winter constellations, his work would be done. Huh? The winter constellations are Taurus and Gemini, right? Those ice sculptures were his final pieces. It's heartbreaking that they melted. I cannot apologize enough. Ha! No! I wasn't blaming you or anything! Also, Dover was famous for being greedy. He would charge hundreds, thousands, just to make a single sculpture. It seems like he always had money troubles. The murderer might be related to that, but it's still under investigation. They had money problems even though he was a famous artist? Do you know why he entered a dessert contest? Not yet. He had kept that secret, even from his family. I see. It's time to finally go to. I'm bringing in the replacement guard. I can't hang around here any longer than I have. Yes, I understand. Let's meet again later. Also, it's raining. That detective is a kind soul. Indeed. He never strays from his own beliefs. He truly has a strong will. But he's pretty scary when you first meet him. I see. Could you tell me everything that happened yesterday? Of course. Allow me to give you the report of our investigation. So, is this what happened? I'm sorry for the trouble Kate has caused you. I'm truly very sorry. You had no need to worry as long as you had told the truth, Miss Hall. Mr. Master, mind if I ask you a few questions as well? Yes, I shall divulge all that I know. Thank you very much for accepting my request to serve as my defense attorney. The scales engraved on this badge represent truth and fairness. As long as you are an innocent, I will see that you will receive a fair verdict. So please, entrust your faith to me and wait patiently. Yes, thank you for assisting. The prize, of the contest was the title of World's Greatest. Would a master like yourself have anything to gain by winning it? I am most grateful to others that would call me by such names. However, if I were to let that satisfy me, I would be bringing end to my personal growth. That is why I always desire challengers to test me for those titles. I see. That is a fine attitude. I see nothing of particular interest in this. Mr. Master must be tired from questioning. I should be careful when selecting my own questions. In that case, please do not let it bother you. Please entirely forget what I just showed you. When you put it like that way, it makes me all the more concerned. Were you the one who purchased this tea set? No, it was a present from Kate. It was made by Pierre Hoquet. Ever since I saw his work while I was aboard, I've been a great fan of his. You do seem fond of his work. I bought that as a birthday present for Kate. Is that so? It seems like she takes it wherever she goes. You might think it a little unrefined as a present for a young lady. Yet she takes great joy in it, using it, so I cannot ask for anything more. I think it might be because it was a present from you. But bringing that up would be doubtlessly unrefined. Please tell us what you please tell us about the other three contestants in the final round of your contest. Let's see. Miss Delicious Desserts had a fantastic design. However, she broke the rules, so I could not recognize her as the winner. Up until the semifinals, Mr. Gustavia's flavors and designs were to my liking. Unfortunately, both the taste and appearance of his final entries were much left to be desired. And there was something strange about his desserts in the semifinals. Something strange. Both Mr. Gustavius and Mr. Dover's desserts had the exact same taste. They had different designs, but in terms of taste, it's like eating the same thing. What did they look like? Ah, there should be a picture of them at my mansion. Please allow me to show you later. Certainly. Thank you very much. Then there was Mr. Dover's sherbet sculptures, and oh, they were absolutely heavenly. Hmm. Did you have a chance to taste his creation? If I recall correctly, his body was discovered in the middle of judging. Yes, but I was not informed of it until after the judging had finished. Since he was not present in the room, I helped myself to a piece of his edible lyre. It was fantastically delicious. I was so moved I broke into song. Wait a minute, please. Did you say the lyre was delicious? Could you please give us a little more detail about that? You ate the lyre from the sculpture in Mr. Dover's room, correct? Yes. That one in the same glass place as the Gemini sculpture. Please, have a look at this picture, Mr. Masters. Did you eat this lyre for, that? Did you eat from this lyre that's missing the strings? Yes, that little ring lyre originally had strings. However, I ate them all, resulting in what you see here in this picture. So the strings in the lyre were missing because he ate them. Actually, Delicia ate part of the same lyre that you did. However, she said it was so salty that she could not eat it. You don't say. That means there might be a problem with my sense of taste after all. A problem with your sense of taste. How so? There's a taste disorder called a hypogenia, in which you lose the ability to taste salt. Perhaps I have contracted this illness. I just never realized it since I eat nothing but sweets. However, I know now with certainty. So that's why he couldn't tell what the food they served here tasted like. No, for a pastry chef who loses their sense of taste is fatal. Even if there was treatment for a taste impairment, there isn't a cure for it yet. It's probably best that you let the police know so you can receive a medical examination. No, that won't be necessary. There is a recipe in my mansion especially for making the cure. A recipe for a drug that'll cure your taste impairment? Yes. Please look for it later when you return to the mansion. Mr. Mastis, but that means revealing the Kate. We should no longer conceal it from Mr. Gregory. Yes, sir, I understand. If that is what you wish. A recipe for a special drug. What are they hiding? Well then, I must be returning to the mansion now, so I will take my leave. Yes, we'll be heading there later as well. Kate. What is it, Mr. Mastus? You should not live for my sake. You should reconsider your lifestyle, so that you can live by yourself, even if I were no longer around. Please don't say things like that. I simply cannot live without you, Mr. Mastus. I promise to wait for you until you return. Excuse me. Ah, Kate! Catherine. Master Jeff. Kate was crying. Why did you say so? Why did you say something so cruel? I don't think he said something cruel. I'm worried about her. Catherine always puts me before herself. What do you mean? She collects Pierre Hoquet's works and makes sweets. All to make me happy, nothing more. That's the only reason she does anything. She always puts aside her own preferences and things that she wants to do for herself. I want Catherine to choose to live her own life. I do not want her to waste her valuable life because of me. Is that so? He thinks of Miss Halls as his own daughter, and he would want his children to choose their own path in life. And a parent would do anything to protect their own children. That feeling. I also know it well. Well, that should do for the questions. We must return to the scene of the crime. Ah, it's already time to leave, I see. So will my tribulation of questioning resume? We shall take measures against their interrogations from our side as well. Can you ask the police about that? I can, but I have other ways in mind as well. When the time comes, oh, you are a dependable man. I shall be counting on you. Master Jeff, we'll come here every day with reports of our progress. And we'll bring Kate, too. Yes, thank you very much. I shall be looking forward to it. Mr. Masters, know that the police will be attempting to get you to confess. I'm sorry to ask an innocent soul like yourself to bear these painful experiences. But please hold on for now. If you confess, I am positive that Von Cromwell will use that to his advantage, and that will make helping you all that much more difficult. I understand. I shall do my best. If you believe in me until the bitter end, I will definitely get you out of here. December 25th, 11:03 a.m. Contest menu, fountain patio. Detective Bad, thank you for helping us earlier. Yes, thank you. Thanks for what? There's no need to be shy about it. There is a reason to be shy about it, actually. Enough about that. I suppose you intend to investigate today, too. Of course, we still need information to prove Mr. Master's innocence. I'm sorry, but apart from this patio, you are not allowed to investigate anywhere else. What? So you're saying we can't investigate? I'm guessing this is Von Karma's doing. Yeah. Von Karma's a bit on edge at the moment. He still hasn't received the OPSER report. When is he gonna get it updated? Oh! However, the only ones in this mansion are Miss Halls and the police. So don't get your hopes up on speaking with the people connected to this case. Funk. Karma's being completely unreasonable. He's gone too far. Detective Bad, what do you intend to do? I promise I'd do anything I can to assist you. You have my thanks. We won't let any of Von Karma's dirty tricks get the best of us. Detective Bat, is it alright if we investigate the fountain patio? Yes, but we've already finished checking everything. Except for the fountain. That's fine. As long as there's still something, I shall continue investigating. It's a drum in the shape of a cake. It's probably used in piece of cake. Detective Bat, about this drum. It's already been investigated. The inside is hollow. But there's no signs that anything was hidden inside. It's not related to the case. You knew exactly what I was going to say. I may have a sweet tooth, but that doesn't mean I have a candy for a brain. Seems these musical instruments were used in a piece of cake. Of course, these are probably not made of candy. Detective Bad looks like somewhat disappointed. Alright, what do you got? What do you got for us, Ray? Raymond, could we talk for a bit? Sure thing, Mr. Edgeworth. Fire away. How do you feel about your name being changed to Eddie Finder? That's the attorney's badge I've been yearning for. I'll get one too, you'll see. The scales engraved on this badge represent truth and fairness. You shouldn't just aim to getting one of these badges. You should aim to becoming an attorney that wouldn't put this badge to shame. Yes, I too need to set an example as an veritable attorney for him to follow. Is this an important piece of evidence? Yeah, it's been very helpful. Could I ask how you found it helpful? Sorry, I haven't digested its contents yet. It would seem he hasn't matured at all since our conversation earlier. But not eating fucking memos. I'd like to drink tea elegantly from a teapot like that. I'm sorry. All we got at the office is black coffee. My son likes drinking tea, so we keep it at home. Oh, don't worry. I like your coffee too. Blacker than the moonless night, hotter than the most more bitter than hell itself. That is coffee. I love it, but it's rather bitter. That first part was like, oh my gosh, Godot, is that you? No, Godot is already. Note to self: coffee has a better Yeah, they make them, but. Miss Delicious decorations are also cool, and also against the rules. It seems she has a few more. Relaxation goods, I mean. Fluorescent pillows, fluorescent dresses, fluorescent sunglasses, and so on. I don't think that's peculiarly relaxing.
Hi!
Hello. Hello. Hi. Peace, support, and evidence? Yeah, it's real helpful. Oh, shit. Well, I'll just read this again. So it's all made of sherbet. It has amazing workmanship, but there's something that's bothering me. I don't know why, but something feels out of place with these sculptures. Something bothering you. Ah, I get it. Because the statues are works of art, you can't eat them. So they're hard to stomach. The sculptures were edible though. Delicia and Mr. Masters both had some. Ugh, I was just joking. Oh, that's all the evidence. Shit. Raymond, have you noticed anything about the case? Ah, a lot, actually. Mr. Dover's body was found in Mr. Masters' room. And we found the murder weapon in the rock salt lamp in Miss Delicia's Candy Castle. Miss Delicia's desserts aren't so dreamy anymore, huh? Yes, you're right. And Kate looked sad too. I asked you to note, not dote. Huh? Did I do something wrong? I'm getting a little worried about your future. Oh, don't worry, you'll be fine. This case was your first investigation, huh, Raymond? Yes. I've been taking memos on everything that's happening. It's surely an inspiration to investigating with you, Mr. Edgeworth. You're aiming to be an attorney. Yeah, defense attorneys are heroes of justice who help those in need. The moment I saw how amazing Mr. Edgeworth was in court, I decided to be his apprentice. But detectives also defend people. But I already had my heart set in becoming a defense attorney. Is that so? Well, good luck then. Perhaps Detective Bad wants an apprentice too. Don't worry. Detective Bad will get his in about. Hold on. Hold on. I will figure this out. I'm really good with math. Okay, let's see. So it's Turnabout Succession, where Gumshoe becomes a detective. That's 7 years before Investigations, which is. We're talking about games I've already played on stream here. So is it really spoilers? Now, where was I? Alright, so Turnabout Succession was 7 years before Investigations, which takes place in 2019. So that means Turnabout Succession was in 2012. But this is 15 years before Turnabout Goodbyes. No, I need to think about this differently then. The big thing is I need to know how much time there is between the first Phoenix Wright game and Turnabout Succession. I want to say that answer is like 2 or 3. No, it would be 4. even. No, it was 2012. Turnabout Succession happens. Yeah. Don't worry, don't worry, Detective Bad. You'll get apprentice in 13 years. We're talking about Gumshoe here. Oh, let's talk to Miss Hulse. Miss Hulse, I have come to investigate today. Ah, Mr. Edgeworth, I apologize for my disgraceful behavior earlier. Kate, she still looks a bit down. What Mr. Masters said earlier must have been a real shock to her. I prepared the photo of the desserts during the semifinals. Please, take a look. Wow! They're so cool! Oh, you know, except Delicious Guns. Hers is just cute. But it's probably all in plastic molds. Mr. Gustavia's and Dolphus works gained higher praise for both taste and design. But Mr. Master said it felt like he was eating the exact same thing twice. So it seems that their desserts had completely different tastes from the finals. Was there anything else that was different between the finals and the semifinals? It's nothing major, but there was something. During the contest, Mr. Gustavia's son always came to see him, but there was no sign of him at the finals. His son came to visit. I wonder if there's any significance behind that. Would you mind leaving this photo with me? Certainly. Anything to aid in the investigation. And here's the recipe book that contains the special drugs for a certain taste disorder. That cover looks familiar. Wasn't this framed in Mr. Master's room? Since it's also for the prize for the contest, we put it on display. Huh? So the contest prize the Angel's recipe? Wasn't just a recipe for desserts? That's right. We informed the participants, but it seems y'all don't know yet. So the participants knew about the true contents of the Angel's recipe. Well, that explains a little bit more about the. Miss Halls, please tell me all you know about the Angel's recipe. Why do you carry that badge around with you? As long as I have this with me, people can tell that I am a defense attorney at first glance. How convenient. If only pastry chefs had such a badge. Or better yet, make a murderers wear a badge. For murderers, there is the thing called handcuffs. I'd like to hear what you have to say about this. I don't know much about the item related to the incident. Ding. Ah! I still can't believe Mr. Dover and Pierre Helpe were the same person. Can you prove that you didn't actually know that until recently? Well, no, that would be difficult. But that would that be a problem? Well, no, I suppose not. That didn't get me anywhere, but I guess it comes with the job. I still can't. Oh, There is no excuse for what I have done. I am terribly sorry for melting the sherbet and lying about it. It's water under a bridge. Everyone tells lies. That's why there's people like me to expose them. Mr. Edgeworth, look on your face. It's terrifying. Now we know where Edgeworth gets it from. It's the people who cover up the unforgivable sins like murder who are terrifying. Yes, so please expose those terrible lies. Yes, leave it to me. There is no excuse for what I have done. I'm terribly sorry for. Alright. So the Angel recipe contains the formula for the drug. Yes, it's a recipe book for new drugs that haven't been released to the public yet. If sold to a pharmaceutical company, I'm sure they would fetch us a substantial price. Why is something like that a prize in a contest? Mr. Masters is the heir to the chairman of the Masters Group. Masters Group? That name sounds familiar. They're a pharmaceutical company who deals with a wide range of products. Ah! They're becoming big news recently with the release of Cold Killer X. Turn about memory flashbacks. I often use cool killer products, but I've never once seen you with a cold. Exactly. What? I would like to hear more about the Masters Group. Mr. Masters did not want to follow in his parents' footsteps. Mr. Masters wanted to bring joy to people with his disease. His parents also wanted him to become a great pastry chef and supported him. When his parents died, the recipe book was left to him as inheritance. Why would he give away a memento of his parents as a prize in a contest? There was always people who were after it, so something which troubled Miss Masters. But just giving away the memento had been disrespectful to his parents, so he decided to pass it over to someone he acknowledged. And the members of the Masters Group approved of that? Information about new drugs being passed on to outsiders. Of course, they objected. That's why Delicia participated in the contest. In order to Masters Group, she was requested to win the championship. You knew Delicia's true identity from the start? Yes. In order for her to win, I told her Mr. Masters' tastes and preferences. Why did you help her? I helped her in order to protect Mr. Masters and the Masters Group. If the drug recipes were given to another company, he would be reprimanded by the board. I wanted to return the recipes to the company in a way that Mr. Masters would accept. So it was due to Miss Hall's help that Delicia was able to reach the finals. Speaking of which, Mr. Dover wasn't a pastry chef either. He sure did well to make it to the finals, considering he's just a sculptor. Yes, for him to be able to make such fine desserts despite being a sculptor. From the sherbet sculptures he made from the finals, it's clear that he has great talent, but could he really have made that all by himself? That is all I know. Is there anything else I can do to help? To save Mr. Masters, she is trying to help as much as she can. We may perhaps have some more of that tea from yesterday, Miss Hall. I'm sure that would help us get with the investigation. Yeah, I'd like some Miss Kate's tea too. Right, understood. I'll be back in a minute. Kate looks a bit better now. Investigation is underway. Only I'll stir his personality beyond this point. Aren't I a authorized personnel? So sorry, authorized personnel are prohibited too. I guess that means no one can enter. Are these Von Karma's orders? I can't stand that guy. No one can. Many of the trophies Mastis has received are placed here. Besides the Starts contest, there's also awards for his charity work. And evidence is displayed both of skill and character. This trophy is to recognize the TV program Piece of Cake for giving children hopes and dreams. Hopes and dreams. Now I want to see it too. Now maybe you can watch it someday with Seth. Oh, wait, sorry, you're going to be dead in 4 days. Oh, wait, 3 days, because it's Christmas Day now. What an amazing trophy. It's probably Masters. World's greatest pastry shelf, huh? It's also made of candy. It doesn't seem like it would last long. Honor and glory don't last long. I think that's the lesson here. I don't think it's quite as deep as that. What an amazing trophy. It's probably. It's a figure of Santa Claus. I suppose it's made out of candy. Behind that door is Master's room. The Santa. It's probably just another one of his works. Santa, huh? I wonder what I should get my son for Christmas this year. Trauma. sorry, that joke was uncalled for. But it really wasn't. I think he said he wanted an attorney's badge. I wonder if I could ask Mr. Masters to make him one out of candy. Sorry, that joke was kind of wasn't uncalled for. But at the same time, it absolutely kind of was called for. I feel like if I wasn't gonna make it, who was? A Christmas tree made out of table sugar. Thanks to these decorations, this place is all on red alert. Even a single ant made inside would be terrible. Indeed, if ants got in here, it would be disastrous. This leads to Delicia's room. This snowman here is rather eye-catching. It's made from powdered sugar. Oh, powdered sugar, huh? He's staring at it quite intently. I hope he's not thinking about sneaking a taste. Alright, let's investigate the fountain. These angel statues look like they're eating chocolate fondue. It would seem these angel statues are also Pierce Hokei's work. As expected, they are very well made. Look just like the real thing. So you've seen a real angel before, Detective Bad. Defense attorneys. Always the first to find a fault with everything. Perhaps that was wrong of me. Let's talk to this guy. What? What are you investigating exactly? Sir, I am testing the water in the fountain for foreign matters, sir. Have you found anything? It seems there are both chocolate and sherbet mixed as the fountain water. It matches the chocolate from Just Master's room and the sherbet that melted in Isaac Dover's room. They all share the same composition. Fountain water circulates through the steams or meets the 4 rooms. Perhaps the melted sherbet flowed into the fountain. Also, Thor's blood was detected as well. What are you saying? How could there have been blood in the fountain? Detective Bad, please think back to our investigation of the crime scene. Detective Bad, please look at the crime scene carefully once more. The bloodstain that should have remained at the crime scene has disappeared. I definitely didn't get any reports about bloodstain getting cleaned up. The blood disappeared from the crime scene. Also, part of the treasure chest is missing too. Perhaps the blood in the fountain belongs to this person. The victim. Let's run a comparison with the blood on the murder weapon. It's a match. The blood in the fountain is Dover's. I wonder why the criminal spilled the victim's blood into the fountain. Nailed it. Nailed my investigation. We've gathered information about all the contestants, and we still haven't heard of Gustavia's side of the story. That reminds me. Why did you enter Mr. Dover's room, Mr. Gustavia? Ah, well, that's because... Silence. I still don't know how to pronounce that. What exactly was he doing to Mr. Dover's room? And moreover, something is odd about his semi-final entry. It's really pretty, though. A pastry chef bad at design, and a sculptor skilled only at designing. It would have been extremely difficult for either of them to win the contest alone. Could it be that Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover connection is Detective Bat? We have reason to suspect the actions of Dane Gustavia. Yeah. It's imperative that we find a way to contact him at once. Oh, this conversation is most interesting. However, I cannot allow you to speak with Mr. Gustavia. Von Karma. I've already conducted my interrogation of him. It's not necessary for him to speak any further, especially to a mere defense attorney. Tisk, tisk, tisk. But I will answer your questions in that fool's place. Seems Von Karma's intent to prevent me from meeting Gustavia in person. I understand. In that case, I have one thing to ask you. Yes. I would like to know the relation between Mrs. Gustavia and Mr. Dover. Gustavia and Dover's relationship? It's obvious the only relationship they had was what happened is participating in the same contest. That's it. There's nothing more to say. What? How are we supposed to understand anything from so little? Well, we'll just do what any good defense attorney does. Press for more information. If we want Von Karma to divulge the truth, we have no choice but to present evidence. We could also press. It's too obvious that he's hiding something. Of course he's hiding something. He needs the perfect evidence for the perfect trial. Are you sure Mrs. Gustavia and Mr. Dover aren't linked in some way? Do not interrupt me on with your baseless allegations. If we are in court right now, I'd have you held in contempt. I don't think Von Karma has that kind of authority, though. He does. He absolutely does. Von Karma is famous for having even the judge wrapped around his finger. What? That's insane! It seems like it won't be easy to go against him in court. Prosecutor Von Karma, please continue your argument. It may have been a coincidence that the two participated in the same contest. However, you cannot say for sure that they weren't connected. Defense attorney, How many times must I tell you? If you have no evidence to challenge my argument, be silent. I'll be silent for now, then. So I need to show evidence of a link between Mr. Kasabi and Mr. Dover. Does he want me to speak or be silent? It would seem Von Karma does not want us to know Kasabius and Dover's real connection. Maybe the connection between those two put the prosecution at a disadvantage. Kasabi and Mr. Dover should have something in common. I should enlighten Von Karma on this fact. Objection! Prosecutor Von Karma, I'd like you to take a look at these desserts. These desserts were made for the contest to sign my finals. Do you think that these two have a particular impressive design? Just what are you getting at? These two desserts were made by Mr. Casavia and Mr. Dover. I wouldn't exactly call Mr. Casavia's skills praiseworthy, and yet, for the semifinals, he was able to produce something comparable to Mr. Dover's. Furthermore, these two desserts have the exact same flavor. What are you trying to say? I am saying it's possible that they collaborated with each other on their entries. Prosecutor Von Karma, take a closer look at the desserts. At first glance, they may look completely different, but even though the designs are different, it's clear that they are made from the same materials. Is that so? The same flavor and composition. It's impossible to dismiss their similarities as coincidence. The very existence of these two desserts point to a link between Mr. Castavia and Mr. Dover. Since you already know this much, I'll tell you this truth. Did Von Karma know about their collaboration? However, what I'm about to say is not going to help your case at all. If you want to know about the Castavia Dover connection so badly, I'll tell you. Last night, when I interrogated Gustavia, he told me about his connection with Dover. Until the day before the finals, they worked on their desserts together. You knew about their cooperation all the time, didn't you? Why would you conceal the truth? I would appreciate it if you didn't sully my reputation. Until I explain my points in court, I avoid giving away unnecessary details. I was merely saving you the time. How can you act like this and keep the truth from us? It's concealment of the truth. It's something I cannot ignore. It seems like you knew about their real connection all along. Why did you hide it from us? Tisk, tisk, tisk. I would never divulge information to a mere insect like yourself so easily. I'm not a fool like that detective after all. I was just doing things my way. It was because of you that gained his information. He gained this information in the first place. Last night when I interrogated Gustavia, he told me about the connection with him and Dover. Last night. That was after Mr. Dover's sculptures were melted, right? Yes. Afterwards, I went to interrogate Gustavia personally. Interrogated by Von Karma. Sounds scary. Knowing Mr. Gustavia, I feel like he probably tried to meditate through the interrogation. The moment he closed his eyes, I snapped my fingers, like so, to show him that no one remained silent in front of me. And did that have any effect? Because of that, I was able to get a perfect confession about his connection with Dover. Until that day before the finals, they worked on their desserts together. Why do you think Mrs. Castavia and Mr. Dover collaborated? Why? Because Castavia had the poor design essence and Dover was a novice at baking. Without help of each other, they would never have made it through a single round. If so, what was their mutual goal? Why cooperate until the finals? The finals would be fought on our own merits, Castavia said, and he ended the collaboration. Castavia's goal was to attain the title of world's greatest pastry chef. It seems his pride as a pastry chef won out in the end. Victory in the final round would hollow if he cheated. So he believes that their cooperation only went as far as the semifinals. But what if the real connection continued through the finals? Prosecutor Ron Karma, could you explain their collaboration in a bit more detail? Very well. Why? Because Castavia had poor design essence and Dover was a novice at baking. Concerning your statement about Mrs. Castavia's design, I have no objections to that. I have no objections either. He's got no sense of style. When I saw him attempting to fashion my likeness with candy. Just thinking about it disgusts me. I actually like his candy crafting, though. A novice pastry chef and one with no sense of design. It's only natural that such pathetic specimens would associate with each other. Oh yes, because not everyone can be perfect. Their cooperation lasted only through the semifinals. For the finals, they were on their own. They cooperated the day before, but not the day itself. That seems highly unnatural, don't you think? Why am I saying it's only the truth? How unnatural it is. It is matters not. But weren't you unnaturally concealing that very same truth just a minute ago? There must have been a reason he hid the fact from us. Mr. Master said to Mr. Dover that his favorite was the favorite to win at the finals. Which means he must have still been in cooperation with Mrs. Castavia at the time, right? Yes, that is what I believe. I must have evidence that proves that they were still cooperated during the finals. Did I show this? Nope. You say that Mr. Castavia and Mr. Dover did not collaborate during the finals. That's strange. Delicia testified that Dover's sherbet was most delicious. Being a Navan chef, I doubt he could have done all that by himself. Perhaps the two of them cooperated during the finals as well. Defense attorney, how many times do I have to tell you? Delicia Scone's subjective opinion cannot be admitted as evidence. There's still a chance that the Navan chef could make something tasty. My wife is an amateur, yet her cooking rivals that of a world-class chef. I would be like, who the hell would want to marry this guy? But then we gotta remember that he actually has a daughter, and her name is Francesca, and she's very scary with a whip. How is that not a subjective opinion? Moreover, if you take it, even if you take this pharmacist's testimony to be true, it tastes just nothing. She also mentioned that the part of his sherbet was very salty, which means you can't hardly call his entry for the finals perfect. Tisk, tisk, tisk. What, no more objections? Is there no way I can prove their collaboration? Mr. Edgeworth, is there something there's been something that's bugging me. What is it? The dessert that Mr. Dover made for the finals would have taken a long time to make, right? Indeed. They were frozen sculptures after all. How would he have time to sculpt it after it was frozen? Let alone help Mr. Castavia with his design as well. The way I see it, just waiting for the sherbet to freeze would have used up all of his time. Just how was he able to make those sherbet sculptures? Raymond, you may have a promising future after all. Thanks to you, I have noticed one more possibility. That's right. Mr. Dover's sherbet needed time to freeze properly, and the contest time limit would not have been enough. The method Mr. Dover used to make his sherbet within the time limit was... They weren't desserts, Kappa. No, they were prepared. If the sherbet was prepared in advance, all he needs to do is sculpt it. What are you mumbling about? Please excuse me. I finally realized your earlier view was correct. Huh? But Mr. Edgeworth! What are you doing? Oh, so you're finally admitting defeat? No. All I'm admitting is to the truth of one of your statements. Dover and Castavia collaboration lasted only up until the day before the finals. It is exactly as you say. They only cooperated until the day before the finals. The sculptures in Mr. Dover's room were all made out of sherbets. Such an amount would likely need to be left overnight to freeze, which means Mrs. Castavia prepared Mr. Dover's sherbet the day in advance the day before. That's right. So you realize Castavia's cooperation ended the day before the finals. Then why did Mr. Dover not help Mrs. Castavia in return? The views of the dead are no concern of mine to me. If you aren't going to answer that, I need to get in touch with Mr. Castavia himself. Or was your interrogation not quite so thorough as you claim? You're ignorant. You dare mock me? That was not my intention, but I do have a problem with your attitude. I want you to give us a clear reason why we cannot speak to Mr. Castavia in person. A clear reason? Castavia and Dover's collaboration had no bearing on this case. You claim that their collaboration is irrelevant. If Mrs. Castavia and Mr. Dover's relationship had turned sour, it could serve as a motive for murder. You're saying that Gustavia and Dover's collaboration was linked to the motive of murder? If that's were the case, why did he not conceal it? After all, we found out about this collaboration with Gustavia himself. If you really are a lawyer, then show us evidence that gives us the reasons to suspect Gustavia. Only one Mrs. Gustavia's actions has been suspicious so far. Doubtlessly, Von Karma already knows of the fact. This could be a trap by Von Karma. What's wrong, defense attorney? Not going to answer. But I mustn't back down now. Mrs. Gustavia sneaked into Dover's room. His reasonings for this are unclear. But the very fact that he secretly entered the victim's room is reason enough to suspect him. Tisk, tisk, tisk. If that's the extent of it, then I can dispel those doubts. I knew it. It was a trap after all. I was intending to save this for the courtroom, but I'll make an special exception. We wouldn't want to prolong the trial with unnecessary information, would we? Take a look at this. They have kids. This is the photo of Gustavia and Dover, and their sons. Gustavia entered Dover's room in order to steal this photo. Steal the photo? It seems their sons attended the same elementary school. Apparently, he thought that he'd be suspected if people found out him and Dover were acquainted. Yes, just like you're doing now. There's nothing suspicious about Gustavia's actions. No further room for argument. No. He's still admitted in not letting us meet with Miss Gustavia. I have an investigation to return to. I have no more time to waste on the likes of you. Curse that, Von Karma, calling us a waste of time. What should we do, Mr. Edgeworth? At this rate, Mr. Jeff will be... Von Karma is busy. Of course. Why would he be so busy? Both the bodies and murder weapon have been found, and he already has a suspect. The police should have more than enough evidence to prove Mr. Masters' guilt. If that's the case, then why is Von Karma still investigating the crime scene? Mr. Edgeworth, is there something wrong? It seems I have been overlooking a matter of vital importance. Certainly that he's already... Considering that he already has the evidence he needs to convict Mr. Masters, I feel Von Karma isn't composed as he should be. He didn't even tell Detective Bad the full results of their investigation. Yeah. Von Karma's a bit on edge at the moment. He still hasn't received the opposite report. Furthermore, if something vanished from the crime scene, and we still don't know why. Detective Bad, please look at the crime scene carefully once more. The bloodstains should have remained that the crime scene has disappeared. The body went missing. How can you make an observatory report with no body? I definitely didn't get any reports about the blade stain being cleaned up. But the strangest thing is we found was in Mr. Masters' room at all. It's a match. The blood in the fountain is Dover's. Mr. Dover's body vanished from Mr. Masters' room, and somehow it's into the fountain. What does this mean? Although the victim and the blood wasn't found in Mr. Masters' room, it was detected in in the water fountain. There would be no need for the killer to conceal the bloodstain after the body was found. It's unnatural that the only bloodstains that were found with the body disappeared, unless the body was moved. The blood would have remained on the chocolate. Don't tell me someone removed the body and erased the blood stain. It's possible that the body was removed from the crime scene, and the autopsy report still has not arrived. Although we have a murder weapon and a suspect, we don't know much about the body. I've been investigating under the assumption that the body has been discovered. Perhaps this assumption was wrong from the very beginning. Why didn't Von Karma give Detective Bad the autopsy report? To understand that, yes, I must turn my logic around. My thinking shouldn't be why is Von Karma hiding information about the body, but rather, what if Von Karma doesn't even have the information to begin with? What happens if I think of it like that? It's possible that the body wasn't removed by the police for autopsy. It was moved and hidden by the real killer. Mr. Edgeworth! I have heard many dark rumors surrounding Von Karma. He's a prosecutor who forges evidence, fabricates testimony, and makes backroom deals. Yeah, I heard that too. But what does that have to do with this? I tried to avoid judging others based on rumors, and I didn't let those rumors influence my opinion on Von Karma until today. It seems he's a man who would distort the truth. Distort the truth? You don't mean forgery? I do, and I can't allow him to get away with this. I must return to the prosecutor's office for now. Not a word to the attorney. Roger. What do you want, defense attorney? I want to know the truth of what you've been hiding. Fool. Are you trying to mislead the police investigation again? If you fear it was the investigation anymore, I'll be forced to represent you myself. Police. No. My objection is with you. What? Isn't it a prosecutor's job to ensure justice for criminals? What are you saying? I have no time to debate the job of a prosecutor with you. However, I will tell you one thing. My job is to ensure all those I prosecute are found guilty. Before the perfect proof, there can be no room for doubt. And to find the perfect proof, you would even stoop to forgery? Ha! I was wondering if you were going on what you were going on about. You intend to accuse me of forgery, don't you? Yes. And it's for that reason. You did not allow Detective Bad to investigate. What do you mean? The real reason Detective Bad wasn't investigating was not so that you could keep an eye on us. It was to hide the fact that you never found the body. What? They never found the body? You certain you will cease these ludicrous accusations. I will not tolerate any further insults. In that case, let us verify the body. If you do, we'll have evidence that shows whether I'm right or not. Tisk, tisk, tisk. The burden of proof falls on you, defense attorney. Objection! Ow. That hurt my hand. I have no reason to comply with your baseless conjectures. You must have noticed it too. The lack of bloodstains at the crime scene. So why did the blood vanish? And more importantly, where did it go? Foolishness! Why would anyone erase the blood in the chest that contained the body? Yes, that's exactly right. If the body has been found there, the disappearing bloodstains wouldn't be no meaning at all. However, what if the body was already gone? To erase the trace of the body being there, one would have to get rid of the bloodstains as well. Why make such a fuss over those bloodstains? It seems like a trivial detail to me. Or are you saying that you should show me where the bloodstains went? In court, everything must be said with evidence. Isn't that right, Von Karma? In that case, I'll show you the evidence supporting my claim. There was traces of the victim's blood found in the fountain. Traces of Mr. Master's chocolate was also found in this very fountain. In other words, the bloodstain was washed down the stream, which then flowed into the fountain. All this points to one possibility. After the body was removed, someone else erased the bloodstains. Gah! Von Karma, where was the body really found? If you really found the body, you should be able to answer. You! How dare you know this information? How do you know the results of the water composition test from the fountain? Because I allowed them to investigate. Bad! Always a thorn in my side. From here on out, I will not allow you to associate any further with this case. It's not like you were letting me do much anyways. Von Karma, you still haven't answered my question. Or are you admitting to the fact that you didn't find the body after all? Tisk, tisk, tisk. You say I never found the body. Where's your evidence? That actually leads on you because, we don't know where the body is. He's never gonna confess. I have nothing further to say to you. Gregory Edgeworth, this matter will be decided in court. We'll see just how well your logic holds there. Von Karma, I know your methods are wrong. I promise without fail I will expose the truth you've hidden. But unfortunately, Von Karma doesn't. Gregory Edgeworth doesn't. Detective Bannon. I'm sorry. It's because of me. It's because you let me investigate that. No, this was bound to happen sooner or later. This is also the first time I've been restricted in my investigation. Your theory that they never found the body sounds pretty close to the mark. And that I will make clear in court. If there's anything I can do to help, let me know. Even though I'm no longer in charge of this case. Then, though I'm very sorry about this, I have one more favor to ask of you. Hey, what are you guys whispering about? I want to know too! This will be my trump card in court. If the information I gathered up until now is enough to prove Mr. Master's innocence, but if all else fails, I'll have this ready. Your trump card? It's forged evidence! Sorry. Trump cards don't come up until later. Not for like a whole nother 25 years. Talking about Trump. Wow, I get to be at trial too? Of course. You are my assistant after all. I'll be an ace attorney next year. Von Karma will never beat the two of us. Right. Unfortunately, Von Karma isn't defeated for like another 15 years. I'm sorry. And the one who is the one who finally defeats him in court you doesn't even know about. But, someone related to this case does. And I'm talking about Miles Edgeworth himself! Although I hope to clear Mr. Master's name before you become a lawyer. If Von Karma is to be my opponent, he wants the trial to end in a day. That's right. We'll have to say Mr. Jeff as fast as we can. After all, this is you we're talking about. I'm sure he'll beat Von Karma. Jeff Masters, alone in the dark cell, arrested on false charges. I must expose Von Karma's lies if I am to save him. To be continued. Well, unfortunately, we know the truth. Oh yes, absolutely saving. But we are not continuing. We are gonna finish. We're gonna finish. We're gonna finish the rest of everything. We're gonna finish the rest of everything on Thursday, and it doesn't matter how long I. It's not gonna matter how long I take it because I'm just like I have work in the morning. I don't have work Friday morning. In fact, I actually don't have work on Thursday either. Um, like I said, yes, we'll be back. I'll be back on Thursday. I'll be back on Thursday for more investigations. Saturday, I haven't decided yet. And that's it. That's all the information I got to you. Well, go raid Yulin. No. Make sure to go send him some love. And I'll see you guys on Thursday.